and welcome back to NRF's next webinars. Today, we're going to be talking about the top 5 things retail marketers need to know about connected television. My name is Brittany Haskins, and I'm a Director of Customer Success here at Mountain. I've worked closely with advertisers in the retail vertical throughout my time at Mountain on both strategy and performance to ensure that they are successfully able to hit their performance KPIs. I'm excited to walk you through the benefits of connected TV and how it can best fit into your marketing strategy. Today's key takeaway is that retailers of all shapes, sizes, and formats, including both brick and mortar and e-commerce, can benefit from the targeting and measurement capabilities of connected TV. Prior to jumping into the top 5 things, I did want to take a step back and review what CTV is and how retailers can best use it to drive performance. With that said, our CEO, Mark Douglas, created a special message specifically for you. Let's play that now and then dive in.
Performance TV is rapidly becoming the future of TV advertising because it combines the scale of streaming television with the precision capabilities of digital advertising. So you can now precisely target the consumer, deliver the ads, and measure the effectiveness, but do it all on television. Performance TV is changing TV advertising because for the first time, it's making every ad impression targetable and it's making every ad impression measurable. Performance TV is democratizing TV advertising for e-commerce brands, travel brands, subscription brands, the type of brands that typically are big spenders on paid search, paid social, and other performance channels. And now they can bring those same skills basically over to television and they get the same targeting capabilities and they also get the same measurement. They can measure visits, they can measure conversions and really tie television ad spend that they were locked out of before, really tie it now to the direct revenue contribution to their business. It's a really big innovation and a really big channel in terms of what advertisers can now do on television. Something that's unexpected with performance TV is you can not only do prospecting to drive new consumers to the brand, you can actually also retarget on television. So if someone's already visiting your brand, you can run television retargeting campaigns. They visit your website first or your mobile app, and then they see TV ads in the home directly targeted at those visits. So it just is a whole new era of retargeting and drives a ton of performance for every size brand and is a great entry point for smaller brands who are new to performance TV.
That was Mark Douglas, our CEO here at Mountain. If you're joining us just now, we are reviewing the top 5 things that retail marketers need to know about connected TV. Today's agenda, we'll be talking about how CTV's targeting capabilities find your audience when and where they're watching. We'll also talk through how to automatically identify higher performing television creative, as well as how retailers can use CTV to track conversions definitively. Lastly, we'll talk about how you can use your own data and email lists to target viewers on television. Television advertising isn't what it used to be. Primarily a brand advertising channel, it can now be considered a direct response digital advertising channel that retailers can use to drive conversions, cement brand loyalty, and more. The only difference is that the television screen is now the ad unit. Retailers can launch a CTV ad and not only track ad views, but go beyond this and track actions that the viewer took afterwards, whether that means visiting your site, making a purchase, etc. Whether you're trying to advertise specifically to potential customers or retain your current customer base, CTV facilitates both cases, all without sacrificing your hard-earned ad spend. Television has been lauded for its prestige, credibility, and now advertisers can reap the same benefits and more. Not all CTV advertising platforms are built the same. So with that in mind, we will be looking at this through the lens of Mountain's performance television, because we built our platform with these opportunities in mind. Before we dive into our top 5 list, I wanted to walk you through a couple of real-life examples of how some of our retail advertisers saw success with performance TV. The first is a very popular shoe brand that started running performance TV with us back in 2020. Within their first few months of running, they spent around $60,000 and they saw a really great return on ad spend. However, their goal was to scale the channel and to do it quickly. In their second quarter live, they increased their investment in CTV by 111% and saw a 298% increase in revenue. When looking at the data month over month, they increased their investment by 432% with the combination of CTV prospecting and CTV retargeting. And with that, they saw an 11% increase in return on ad spend, proving the channel's ability to remain efficient at scale. The second case study that I wanted to walk you through is a very popular bag and accessories brand. The company had a tried and true approach to display advertising, running display retargeting and seeing a decent return on ad spend month over month. They decided to take these learnings and launch a connected TV retargeting campaign, and they saw strong results instantly. Their CTV retargeting campaign was focused on reaching users who had already been to the site yet had not made a purchase. The campaign drove a 9.9x return on ad spend and increased their revenue by 78%, proving the channel's ability to generate more conversions and a higher return than display advertising alone. So while retailers may have a built-in strategy or something that's really tried and true, this is an example of a brand that decided to switch things up and launch a CTV advertising campaign, and they reaped the benefits. Now, digging into the top 5 lists that I know you've all been waiting for, the first thing that I wanted to talk through is that you have the ability to bring precision targeting to television. Connected TV advertising enables retailers to discover new audiences and widen their audience pool. Mountain's Performance TV integrates with Oracle Data Cloud, one of the world's leading data providers, directly within its platform. Retailers now have access to over tens of thousands of data segments in which they can use in any combination to target their correct audience. They can use in-market segments, past purchasing behavior, or even user-based interests. You're not just limited to reaching new audiences either. You can take advantage of your own marketing efforts by targeting those who have already been to your site with campaigns that are designed to focus on users who are lower in the sales funnel. Number 2, you can target shoppers who live near your stores. If you're a brick and mortar retailer, you're likely to be based in certain locations, unlike your e-commerce counterparts. With connected TV advertising, you can target users within the same city or even based on zip codes, ensuring you're targeting your specific users that are going to walk into your store and not wasting marketing budget on those who won't. You can layer in this with additional interest-based segments, in-market segments, past purchasing, anything that you'd like in order to make sure you're reaching your precise audience. Number 3, you can bring email marketing to TV. There's so much more you can do with your customer data beyond just simple email campaigns. Combating users' congested inboxes, spam filters, and as well as that mass delete button that we all like to use in our inboxes. These are big hurdles that advertisers face every day, and there's no guarantee that your message is going to get to your end user. Connected TV solves for that. This is a new way to reach your audience, and it mitigates the issues that you find within email campaigns. Mountain Performance TV CRM audience targeting feature makes it simple for retailers to upload their CRM directly within the UI and target users using performance television. You can reach users from your email list now with a TV directly in their living room. Retailers can now run loyalty campaigns, retargeting campaigns that were once reserved for other digital marketing channels directly on television. Number 4, you can put your best creative to the test. Did you know that A/B testing can increase the average conversions by 20% for e-commerce brands? In addition to improved customer engagement, diminish cart abandonment, and an overall positive advertising experience for users, it's kind of a win-win. Failing to include testing in any retail marketing strategy can result in ad spend inefficiency and ultimately tarnish brand equity. A/B testing isn't only for email subject lines and social media ads. It also applies to CTV. Retailers can pull from their existing creative assets to test different messaging, colors, CTA, and even audience segments. Retailers can now upload their creatives directly within the UI to test immediately. Enlist a creative partner like QuickFrame to get your CTV ad up and running in a matter of days. This allows you to expand on your audience inventory, as well as give you plenty of creatives to test and put your learnings into action to create ads on the fly. Creative performance can also be pulled directly within the reporting UI in the Mountain platform. Getting this information in real time is so important since it can validate your testing efforts, make sure that you're reaching your audience with the correct messaging that will make them convert. Number 5, you can map the customer journey from screen to sale. Connected TV advertising goes beyond the television screen. Not only does it track who views your ad on television, it's a way for retailers to understand the actions their audience took afterwards across all other devices up to the point of conversion. So how is this possible? Mountain cross-device verified visits. This technology links the viewed impression on your CTV device to visits and conversions on the website. It maps all of your viewers' household devices so you can see if someone viewed your ad on a CTV device, but converts ultimately on a second screen device like a tablet or a mobile device. You know your ad influenced that decision and can tie directly back to the campaign all within the Mountain reporting UI. We also partner up with third-party platforms like Google Analytics to show you how CTV ads are faring alongside your other digital marketing channels. Every other marketing platform is tracked within Google Analytics, and because CTV can now be seen as a performance marketing channel, you should be able to track your data in Google Analytics as well. We've integrated this directly within our PTV solution, so when you launch a performance TV campaign with Mountain, you'll be able to see your data in the Mountain UI along with GA. Mountain Performance TV has a fully customizable reporting suite, which allows you to track the metrics that matter most to you in an intuitive dashboard in real time. This allows advertisers to drill down to the order level or zoom out. You can report on important metrics like ROAS, CPA, average order value, and more, all within the dashboard. Now that we've covered the top 5 things you need to know and you have a better understanding of connected television advertising and what we should be looking for in a solution, we now have a Q&A portion to flesh out some more details with Jill.
Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much
Hi,
for
Jill.
going through the top 5. You did keep me hanging a little bit, but it was good. I love it. So I think one of the main questions to start with is, how can retailers even be confident that their audience is definitely reachable on connected TV? And if they are reachable, how do you go about actually reaching them?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So in terms of audience, everyone is watching streaming television now. So I know I cut the cord just a few years ago. My parents were in their 60s, cut the cord last year during the pandemic. And numbers across every age group are rising. So from ages 18 to 32, ages 55 and up, we're seeing an increase in streaming rates kind of through the roof. So if the question is my audience on connected television? I can assure you that it is. Around the targeting, CTV targeting is extremely flexible, and it offers something for any retailer, no matter what you're selling or who you're selling to. So you can really drill down to very specific criteria, including in-market audiences. So say you want to target people who are in market for handbags, because you're a handbag company, you can do that. You can target people on locations, that brick and mortar example that I used previously. You can target people based on past purchasing behavior. So if you're a bedding company and you want to target people who have recently moved or who have recently purchased beds, you're able to do so. And kind of using all of these capabilities allows you to hone in on your precise audience, as well as know that they're reachable because everyone's streaming nowadays.
It is true. I definitely sounded very old asking that question. I now realize that. So it's fair. I did just cut the cord during the pandemic as well. So,
See?
so what would you recommend to a retailer that they're getting in their excuse me, they're getting in their brick and mortar store? How do they and you know, and they're purchasing, they're transacting there. How do they connect those two, and how do you kind of reach that shopper on CTV?
Yeah. So if you're a brick and mortar retailer, you need to focus your ads on locations that are near your stores, so you're not wasting any ad dollars.
Right.
So say you sell winter coats in Denver, Colorado. You really want to make sure that you're targeting Denver, Colorado and the surrounding zip codes to make sure that when you are serving an ad, those people are likely to actually go in and make a purchase within your store. You could also use those in-market segments to make sure that you're targeting people specifically in market for winter coats, or people who like to ski or do winter sports, things like that. This can make a major difference and is one of those things that really sets CTV apart from traditional advertising. I will say traditional TV advertising relies on DMAs. And if you've used DMAs before, you know that they can be a bit clunky. They're very large and they can even cross state lines. So when you're trying to target specific locations, it does make it a little bit more difficult. So with CTV, you can target all the way down to zip and be confident that your ad spend's going towards someone whose body can be in that store in a jiff. Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been in those random, you know, hotel rooms where you see an ad and you're like, where is this store? It's, you know, still 3 states away, but it wasn't, you know,
but I want to go there.
Planned. I know, exactly. It's too far. So, okay. So you mentioned email marketing on TV and the concept that you can do more with, with the customer data that you have. Excuse me, frog in my throat. What else would you recommend for retailers to do with the data? So we have email, it's a great performing channel. What else can they do with it on CTV platforms, OTT, et cetera?
Yeah, absolutely. So retailers spend a lot of money to raise awareness for their brands and get people to visit their websites. One thing I recommend to all customers to make the most out of that effort and to capitalize on the site traffic that they've worked so hard to drive is to launch a CTV retargeting campaign. So what this does is it serves TV ads to shoppers who have visited your website. And as I mentioned earlier, you can target people based on the criteria of what they've done within the website. So say, back to that handbag example, say you work at a large retailer, but you really want to focus on handbags and you have a TV ad that shows your beautiful handbags on it. You can actually launch a retargeting campaign that specifically targets people who have interacted with the handbag subpages on your site. So you really have a lot of fun things that you can do from retargeting to make sure you're maximizing all of that brand awareness that you drove from top upper funnel. Another benefit of running CTV advertising through Mountain's Performance TV is that we have something called audience extension, which is really cool. It basically serves web-related ads across your desktop and mobile devices to create an immersive experience for your user, no matter what device they're on, and make sure that you're, you know, getting a user involved with the brand, no matter where they spend their digital time. You're pretty much able to target shoppers with your first party data kind of wherever they are with performance TV.
Interesting. So I heard you say testing before. So you can test into commercials and, you know, different ads, and you can decide based on which is most impactful. So that unlocks a lot, and it's impactful potentially just in the CTV space, but it could obviously have lots of kind of snowball effects for other parts of their business. How do retailers figure out what to do with that information? How do they make it actionable? How can they figure out the creative? Was it the creative? What do they do with that data? So they've figured it out, they've won, they've seen ROAS go up. Then what do they do?
Yeah, no, it's a really good question. So insights like that, especially with A/B testing, are a little bit harder to come by. So it's nice that you can gather all that data within the performance dashboard in the Mountain UI. What you can do is say you're running a A/B test from a 15-second creative or a 30-second creative. Or you're also running a test with 2 different sets of actors to see which one fits better with your demographic. You can do that, and you can take those learnings and actually use them to inform your traditional TV buys. So say a 15-second video performed a little bit better. You know that you can use that for your traditional TV buys to use more 15 seconds. Performance TV also has network level reporting. So you can see where your ad dollars are going based on each network, as well as how they're each performing on each network. So you know that the MLB network is performing better than HGTV. You can use that data also to inform traditional TV buys.
Okay, so looking at different, you've mentioned 2 kind of case studies, shoes and handbags. So if you step back and look at kind of the gamut of customers or clients that you guys have, is there some overarching learning that they've all had in terms of, working to, is it, narrow targeting is better? Is there efficiency? Like what are some of these takeaways that more than, 1 or 2 clients have been lucky enough to get?
Yeah. So after running with lots of retail clients, I can tell you that the most effective clients actually run both CTV prospecting, so an upper funnel channel, alongside a lower funnel CTV retargeting campaign.
Okay. Yeah.
With that, they can focus on driving new users to the site using the data from Oracle Data Cloud to make sure that they're reaching those in-market segments or user interest-based segments, as well as once that user is to the site, they can further connect with the user with CTV retargeting. Sometimes they leverage different messaging between the 2 in order to drive more sales as well. That's one takeaway that I would definitely have. Would also always recommend the A/B testing in any way possible. That's something that we tend to see our better performing advertisers really leverage the most creative testing as possible. We have an integration with QuickFrame, which I think is really great to utilize as well, which creates CTV ads very quickly and allows a lot of our advertisers to test some new strategies that they haven't been able to do in the past.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's be futurists. So next is all about what's, next NRF Next series is all about what's coming next in retail. So what do you expect is going to come from either future enhancements from a measurement perspective, a technical perspective, from CTV? Like, where do you see this going in the next maybe 1 year and, 5 years?
Yeah.
Total prognosticators then.
That's a very good question. And it's something that I'm actually really excited about because I think that Mountain has been putting a lot of time and effort into this. What I'm most excited to see is that you'll likely see measurement jump from the digital space into the real world, where you'll be able to see, obviously, if a user saw a CTV ad, but then you'll be able to see whether they went into your store and actually made a purchase. Retailers on e-commerce can do that now, but I'm really excited to see that enter the brick and mortar space. And I just think that given that this is a new channel and there's so many cool opportunities with it, that we're going to see a lot of cool things in the upcoming months and years.
Lots of growth. That is for sure. Lots of growth. And we all know we are watching more and more and more TV and, programming than ever. So yeah. Well, I thank you so much for your time today. Any parting words before I sign us out?
No, just thank you so much for having me. It was awesome talking about connected TV. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much. So hopefully everyone today, if you want to learn more, you can go to info.mountain.com/NRF. And there's some other case studies and videos, and you will also see an incredibly handsome celebrity that is involved with Mountain. I won't give it away. He's played a superhero, but please go there and visit it. But thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in today. We always look forward to your feedback. We're really trying to be future forward and helping retailers figure out what's coming next down the pike for them, both in marketing and in digital. So with that, next week, we will be answering the question, what does AI in retail really mean? So we will be joined by Jason Retail Geek Goldberg, Amazon, Levi's, and Wayfair. They're going to uncover the practical uses that AI can help us improve business outcomes right now. Not 5 years from now, but right now. So that's going to be Wednesday, September 29th at noon Eastern. The registration you've already signed up with provides access for that as well. So you can visit NRF NXT to find this episode and earlier episodes in our series. So thank you again for your time, and please stay safe and stay healthy. Bye-bye.